Hey everybody, it's your favorite 98%er on YouTube, Mike, the disgruntled mechanic. Here we are again today in the garage, and once again we're working on the 2001 Buick Century. If you watch my videos, you know in the last one I had a little bit of a problem, well, the one before last, but in one of them I had a little problem with this when I went to put the stabilizer bar on. Had a little bit of problem with the steering, and with that I had to get up under the dash and mess up under the dash there with the intermediate shaft and get that put on, and we got that put back on. But in the process I lost the park, reverse, neutral, drive, low, LED light, and the odometer. Now, the gas gauge doesn't work in this either. This thing has shorts and all kinds of stuff. Eventually we may get to those. But anyhow, with saying that, the way gas was checked on this, or we kept a level on the gas, was by mileage. Because, you get around 300 miles after you fill the tank. You reset the odometer there, and the trip odometer, and away you'd go till you got about 300 miles, you put gas in it. Well, with this burned out, no LED, there's no way to do that. So without manually scratching down and trying to figure out how many miles you went or how long you went, there's no way to know when you're going to run out of gas. And of course, Lady Disgruntled Mechanic doesn't like that. So today I am going to take the actual instrument panel out. Be honest, I've watched on YouTube how to do it, take it out, and how to fix this problem, and I'm going to do my own take on it and see how I make out. Alright, I'm going to start over at this side. You got to take this panel out where the fuse is. We'll throw that there, and there appears to be a screw right here that has to come out. I'm going to work from this side and just leave the camera the way it is, and I think that'll make an okay video. I think you'll be able to understand what I'm doing. Okay, right there's a screw. We have to get that out, I think, to get the panel out. So we'll do that. I don't see any other screws, and then this is supposed to pop out. The one thing I don't like doing is pulling on this stuff because it's so old. I never have luck. Stuff cracks and breaks and everything else. But let me go over to the other side. Now you can see me over here. There's a panel over on this side that has to come out. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see. So there's a panel over on this side that has to come out, so we'll take that out. Same as that other one. Oh, that pop always scares me. But that one came out. So now, you can take this knee bolster down over here. Let's pull this off. I think this front for your controls just pulls off. Ashtray's gone in this thing. It's hanging down here. So let's see if we can pull this off. We'll drop the glove box. That'll probably make it easier. Click, bang. Ooh, God, I hate that sound. So, pull this out. Crack, bang. Somebody's had it out already. Yep, there's a piece broke already. That figures. I don't know if that was broke from before or not, but well, that's the way it's going to be for now. We'll worry about it when we put it back together, I guess. So we'll drop this knee bolster down now. Okay, we got that. Now this panel just sort of comes out. We'll go over and get that screw out before we go too nutsy-futsy here. I think we'll put the key in. This will probably make noise, but we're going to put the key in. Drop this down. Maybe even drop the steering wheel here to help facilitate getting this out. I'm only going to pull it so far. I remembered about the screw, I think. So, let's see if we can get this popped out. Alrighty. So I'm going to go over and get that screw before I pull anymore. It looks like we pretty much got everything loose here. Alright, let me get that screw out before I do anything else over here, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I'm back here. Take the screw out. Put that in there. Works much easier with that screw out. Let me go over there and work on getting that out. Alrighty. Throw that in the back seat. Now what we have in here got 4 ways on, doing good. Now what we got in here is gotta get my flashlight on. In here, up in the dash, and back in there are 4 Phillips. So we'll take those 4 out and go from there. They're Phillips also, or you can use a nut driver. I think I'll go get the appropriate nut driver. I think that's going to make it a little easier here. Takes me a little while to walk around in this garage with all the tools in here and all the stuff. So that's number 1. And then of course the other thing is I've moved my tools all around, and I got to find out what box they're in and where I've actually put them. So, all right, let's see if we can get in here with this nut driver. Yeah, it's almost just a little too short to get it out. They're recessed back in there, so you want to make sure you grab hold of them, which I'll probably drop one. It's just the way it goes. There's one. One beautiful screw. Ah, 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 ah. Oh, beautiful screws. Ah, ah, ah. screws. Man, it's my lucky day. Number 4 is going to be the one that'll go for a ride. Oh my gosh, and I got number 4. I wonder if this is magnetized. Don't appear to be. So we got them all now, so I think I'm gonna do this. Drop this down as far as I can, which I did. And to facilitate this, I think I'm gonna drop that all the way down. Turn this off. Let's pull this out. And the plug is over on this left side, I'm pretty sure. It actually comes out pretty far. So we'll turn it here so that I hopefully can show you and you'll see. Here's the blue plug that has to come off. Right here. So it just looks like you push the two together and pull out on it. So let's do that. Well, that's the way it looks. There it is, plugs out. And here is what we have to get into. Let's get to the workbench and see if we can take this apart without screwing things up too badly. Alright, I'm back. You gotta take these black clips, there's 1, 2, well, whatever, however many, and sort of pull them and get this up over that. This doesn't look too hard, but to pull that circuit board off, that looks like that might be a pain in the ass. That's going to have to be, just looks like that's going to be, well, I'll show you when I get there. But this is a matter of just prying these out and hopefully not breaking any of them off. I hate this plastic shit. I just hate it. Well, that was easy enough. So now we got to get this board off here, and supposedly all I have to do is slowly pry it up off of these little holders here. That's all that should be holding it. So let's see how we do with that. That was too easy. So now there are little resistors on here. Oh, well, that could very well be our problem. Okay, let's get this in here. Here's our oops. Boy, I don't know if I caught that or not, but that one just fell right off of there. So let me try and get this in here. Here's these little resistors. Let me get in a little closer. Here's these little resistors that need replaced. Now I don't know if I caught that on camera, I'll certainly leave it on there. But one of them just rolled right off when I touched it, and another one there, and one was gone. So there's not much holding them. Now what I got was oops. I think I missed that, dang it. Well, they all rolled off there. They're all gone. So now what I got to do is I got to take and solder new ones on there. I got 150 ohm resistors, I'm pretty sure. I'll let you know when I get back. But I'm going to try and get the resistors soldered on there. So that'll be the next step. I even bought me a new soldering gun because I don't have one like this. I have one of the bigger ones, and they said that has too much juice and you could damage the board. So I'm going to try this. One of the things I did do with my other soldering gun was I have an electric vehicle that I have a charger for, and my one charger went bad. And once again, due to good old YouTube, I found that there was a particular failure on them, and it was a fuse, and the fuse was soldered onto the board. Now I had a heck of a time getting that off the board, but once I got it off the board, I soldered the new fuse in. I should have put a holder in case it does it again. I will next time because I just didn't even know if it would work. But I actually soldered a new fuse in that, and my charger started working again. In the meantime, I had bought a new one because I didn't know if it would work. But anyhow, now I have two of them, one here and one out at my rental and one of the other places. So that's all good. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my soldering iron. I'm going to actually get my little, let me make sure, yep, get my 150 ohm resistors. I actually have two of these to do because I bought an old slider Buick that I'm going to do this on also because they don't work. So I'm going to get these cut to the right size, and then I'm going to put them on here. So when I'm ready, we'll do her. Okay, I have one on here that I have cut. I'm only going to show one in my crappy soldering skills because, I mean, you put one on, you'll be able to get them all on. They're basically, you know, one and the same. Like I said, I've soldered before, but nerves are bad. I guess no matter what kind of solder job I do, it can't be any worse than what GM did on them, huh? So I'm gonna bend this over a little bit. I know my hand's in the way here, and it's probably going fuzzy, but all right. So I have. So there it is. Let me give her another. Let me do the other side. Cripes, my nerves are terrible. Alright, so I think we got one on there. Nope, that one's not quite soldered on, so let me hit it again. See if we can get the solder to melt a little bit on there. I think I'll throw a little more solder on that guy. We'll get it here. Hopefully we don't burn the board up too bad. Working on this small stuff is a pain in the butt. How'd that work? Just trying to do this so I can get this one done here and on here just to show it. Okay, I think that'll do it. Let me move them around here. Okay, seems to be on. So that's number one. So I'm going to continue, and then I'll be back when I get them all done and we get ready to plug her in and see what happens. I got to make the rest of mine, and I better get some kind of rest here for my soldering gun so I don't start my workbench on fire. But we'll be back then. When I get to get all these on, I'll give a quick picture of how they look, and we'll go from there. Okay, we're going to put her back together. I am not going to show you what my soldering looks like because it is actually very, very ugly. So we'll just put this back on. Pop her back on here slow. Seems seated. Good enough. Then we'll put our black cover on. Okay, we got that all snapped. Now we'll go back to the car, we'll plug her in, and we'll see if it works. Okay, here I am, I'm back in. Here's our plug-in. Let's get this plugged back in and see what lights up, if anything. I'm going to try and do this so you can see it, plus I can do it. Sure, get her in the right way, huh? Okay, it can only go one way. Well, there's the snap. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's turn the lights on. Ho, 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 look at that. There it is. PRNDLR. My baloney has a first name. I don't know if I'm getting this on camera. Let me come out there and take a look. Okay, I know you couldn't see it from out there, but I just wanted to show you. There we are, PRNDLR, the whole thing. She's working, and the disgruntled mechanic is happy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back in and put our 4 screws in and put that back in, and basically I'm not going to show that because it's basically the reverse of what we did to take it apart, and there's not a whole lot to it. Okay, after doing that, I can tell you that there is one fatality, I guess, for some reason, which I don't know. It's stuck in drive. It doesn't go through the selectors, so it always shows it's in drive. Don't know if there's something else on the board that's bad. Don't know if it's something I did. I don't know. But being as old as it is what it is. So, and with saying that, you know, the only other thing I can tell you when doing this is have a soldering iron that is low heat, because it did cause me a little bit of a problem. But we got it straightened out. We got it in. That's the only casualty. Everything's back together. I'm going to take it out for a ride just to make sure the trip meter works and stuff. It comes on, but we'll make sure it's registering. But for the most part, it's a success on an older vehicle. So, with saying that, this is YouTube's favorite 98%er, Mike, the disgruntled mechanic, saying, once again, if you can get somebody else to do it, you're probably better off. Till next time.